Hey there, this is Greg the Masked Gaymer, continuing my lore playthroughs of Season 3 of Final Girl. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a place for COVID cautious folks to talk about board games. You don't need to be COVID cautious in order to be here, provided there is no denialism, minimization, or harassment of any kind. And yes, why you wearing a mask does count as all three of those things, and your comment will be removed. With all that out of the way, I am here by myself today. This is a solo game, so I do not need to wear my mask. I do want to address one of the fun comments, which is, yo, why are you still wearing a mask at the beginning of your video if you're filming alone? Well, it's for visibility. This whole channel is for visibility. This is to say, yes, there are still people in this world who care about airborne pathogens. We don't expect you all to, but if you make fun of me for trying to stay safe, you might end up in a hellscape of your own. Woo! See what I did there? Anyway. Okay, so we've already used the final girl, Christie, so we've heard out her backstory. So today we're going to be doing Razorface in the Hellscape, the first story in the scenario book. There's probably going to be some duplicate gruesome deaths here because this is going to be the same basic setup as one that I did before. I don't remember that because it was a few weeks ago. Everybody died. Everybody's going to die again. Yeah, it'll be great. All right, Paradise Lost. Story time. Christie awoke, her nostrils filled with the stench of blood and ash. Her face was pressed against a hard stone floor. For a moment, she was overcome with an image in her mind. She had been drinking. Could she see someone's face in her headlights? Another car? She wasn't sure, but where was she now? She pushed herself up from the cold rock and looked around. The space around her was a deep, impenetrable labyrinth. From ground to sky, mighty walls of dark stone formed intricate maze-like structures that seemed to shift and change patterns on their own. The blood-red sky shimmered with the lights of distant fires and swirling ash. One thing stood more than anything in the writhing expanse, a grotesquely adorned man. He stood a little ways off from her, holding a long, serrated blade. His mouth stretched into a malevolent smile, opening some of the wounds on his face. He spoke through shredded lips. Excruciating pleasures await you, Christie. Our final girl is Christie. Our setup is Revelation. The item deck is set up as normal. The event deck is set up as normal. However, the first event is stare into the abyss and taste the demented pleasure. Whenever you move into a Hellscape tile, lose a time. We have a set of Hellscape Terror and Razorface Terror cards, and the epic finale and epic dark power. So, expectations are that I'm meant to die horribly here, but anywho, let's see what our afflictions for today are. We must, before we kill him, do the following. Explorers of the Flesh, which is, we walk the sacred path of pleasure and pain. When you attack Razorface, choose a victim in your space or an adjacent space to take the damage instead. Yay! You call, I come. You cannot summon me and deny my gifts. Discard a random item. And finally, a waste of good suffering. A most precious gift wasted. Save 3 or more victims at the same time. I feel like I have failed that one in the past before too. Yeah, this is going to be wild. It's going to be terrible. We're going to die horribly. But let's just try to see how it goes. Let's just try to see how it goes. Okay. Oh boy. He's right there. I think we're going to go north first and try to do some stuff. And also this House of Mutilation will give me a Nexus controller to help me change the board around. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start by moving north and rolling 2 dice. I have whiffed it massively. We're going to discard a short rest and a weak attack to make that one success and move over here. Not knowing where our villain will go next, I think we're just going to end up trying to take this one victim back to the corner where it's safe. And I got 1 success on that, so we are going to take our victim back over here. Hey, we're going to call them Sally for now, and we're going to try to focus to get ahead of this nastiness here. And I got 1 success on my focus, so we do get some horror level down. And I get 3 points to spend on the next turn, so we're going to take a sprint for 2, a close call. Ooh, we're going to take a protect for 1, which lets me take damage. This is my signature card that I drew at random for this scenario. That'll let me take damage instead of a victim take damage, and since I need to save 3 victims at the same time, that might be wise. Great. So now we get to move on to the killer's turn. The killer is going to move 1 space towards the nearest victim. As we've said, I'm going to be playing all of these on do whatever gives me the best chance of success since I lose all the time anyway. So the killer is going to come over here and kill a person. I'm sure we have read whatever this step is going to be before, but we'll read it again. I don't remember any of these, so we're just gonna read them. We're gonna read them. If it's a duplicate from last time, we're gonna read them again. Gavin cut another series of directions into his arm. There was nothing to write with, but his pain became necessary to escape. He had no other option but to find a way out of this dismal purgatory. As he went over his gruesome series of maze-like inscriptions, the massive stone walls and corridors around him suddenly began to shift again. A dark and fiery room opened up in front of him. In the dark smoke, he could make out the silhouette of the torturer Razorface. A grotesque chain erupted from the shadows of the room towards Gavin and wrapped around his ankle, dragging him screaming towards Razorface. I'm dead, and my bloodlust goes up. And then on top of that, we get to draw a tarot card. Pleasure and pain. Oh, he's going to kill 2 things. How excellent. Can Razorface recover above his maximum health? I don't know, and we're going to say no. So he's going to move 1 space over here and kill another person. Pretty sure we've read this one before, but let's do it. Pleasure and pain. Razorface stood menacingly over the screaming woman. She asked for this, he thought. Her agonies serve a higher purpose. Razorface cut into her skin in ritualistic fashion, blood splashing onto the crude chains that bound her. As her screams subsided, her blood began to coagulate in strange patterns, shifting and writhing up the blade he held. The blood slithered into the cavities cut into Razorface's skin. To deliver 1,000 more pleasures through me, that is the purpose of your pain. Well, that was broody. So that's going to raise our horror by 1, and that's why I keep lowering our horror. And then he's going to move 1 space towards everyone else, which is going to take him to over here. And he's going to recover 2, but we're saying he can't recover above his maximum. So that is that for that. There's no victims to panic. And during the upkeep phase, one of the extra things we do is we're going to roll these Hellscape dice and see how that changes our fate. So I believe because we rolled the Hourglass and the Shamrock, that those are going to switch positions, if I recall. Yes, they're going to swap. So I had all of those people close to me, and now he's close to me instead because of course he is. Because of course he is. All I've got is a sprint, a focus, and a protect. We're going to go ahead and use that focus, assuming that we're going to be able to protect that person from their doom. I got 1 success on focus, so we get to lower our horror by 1. I'm going to just hold on to that sprint and that protect and just hopefully get out of this mess. So I've got 5 stuff to spend. We're going to take a sprint. We're going to take a distraction, try to get our horror down further and get some of our cards back, and hopefully this won't be too horrible. All right, Razorface is coming into our space. He's going to try to kill this victim, and I'm going to try to protect them. Quick, get behind me. All right, so with this, I am able to discard 2 cards. So we're going to get rid of a short rest and a focus, and that will reduce the damage by 1, and I will take any remaining damage instead of the victim, and it would have done 1 damage, so that does 0 damage, and I have successfully protected, but we'll see what terrors come our way. Brutal reward, of course. And he's. Do I get to choose when it has both symbols? Or will it always be a victim first? I am not sure on this. So let me. I am not sure. I'm not sure. I should know this by now with how often I've played this game. But obviously, I play a lot of games. It doesn't say. I think it says. Um, I guess I think we're just going to say that the victim is killed by that. All right, so here we go. Brutal reward. Razorface had just finished up with a saw on the head of a hapless victim. As their head plopped to the cold ground, you noticed something uncanny. A thick, mist-like energy left their mutilated body and hovered in the air over to you. Take it. Taste their pain, Razorface said. You stepped into the hazy energy. The energy pulsed through your body like searing barbs. As painful as it was, it rejuvenated your body and revivified your mind. You would take what you can get. I get a time in exchange for that horrible thing happening. So, all of my best laid plans gone to waste. Gone to waste. While I am in his space, I'm going to just try to attack him. And I got one success, so I lose 1 health. He loses 1 health. I'm sure he'll heal anyway, but whatever. I tried. Running in that direction doesn't get me anywhere near. Running in either direction doesn't get me anywhere nearer to getting anyone saved. So we're going to go ahead and run to the northwest, where at least there's the possibility of me getting that Nexus controller. I got 1 success, meaning I can move 2 spaces to here. We're going to just walk into that next space where those people are. And I whiffed that one pretty bad. So I get 2 tiers because I drew 2 tiers. So that's okay. And I can also still move 1 space, lose 2 time, and take 1 damage. So sure, I'll do that. Let's try to roll a distraction and get some of that time back and get some of that horror gone. Oh well, sucks for me. I'm going to discard the 2 cards I have to make that into 1 success, getting 1 time back and 1 horror down. Leaves me with 5. There's nothing here that's going to help me move. We're going to take 2 searches and a close call in the hopes of turning this mess around. Oh, I forgot. This goes up by 1 because we killed another person. Yay, we're all gonna die. Yay, woohoo. Okay. Killer goes. He now moves 2 spaces instead of 1. Luckily, there's not 2 people away, but he is going to be standing right in front of us where I can't rescue anybody. And we have a terror effect, Plains of Torment. If the final girl or the killer are on a hellscape, get hard, but that's not the case. He is going to move 1 space towards the final girl or a victim and then kill them. We're going to have him go in the opposite direction based on my rules of oh, shoot, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to move the hellscape around, and I've done too much. I've done too much, so I'm going to skip it. I cheated. I messed it up. Forgot to move the hellscape. Okay, fine. He's still going to kill this person. It's still going to be this Plains of Torment text. And that is... Where is it? That raised note that's a hellscape text. Oh, those come first. Plains of Torment. Grant swung the ancient sword at Razorface, who like a shadow managed to dodge each of his blows. They danced a violent dance. Razorface glided across the ground, laughing at each of Grant's swings. Razorface stopped, and just as Grant raised his sword, Razorface said, "It was a pleasure." A massive bladed pendulum appeared from the shadowy heights of the maze. Its massive motion was swift, and Grant's body peeled apart like a ripe orange. And here comes our dark power, which is going to be the epic one. Infinite despair. If at least one victim panics during the panic phase, get 2 horror. Otherwise, get 1 horror. So we get horror during every panic phase. Excellent. Great. I also realized I should have 1 less time because I went through a Hellscape, so I'm going to start with 5 the next turn instead of 4. We now move on to that panic phase. No victims were killed, so we get a horror. There's no way I'm going to win this. This is wild. Jesus Christ. Then the upkeep phase, we're going to see how the Hellscape moves around and ruins my life. We've rolled an hourglass and a square. So the square comes here, the hourglass comes here, thus literally making it even harder for me to get... No, I can actually get some people out through the Nexus, maybe. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Okay, up to our action phase. I've just got a bunch of searches. That's all I can do. I'm going to have to always focus first, because horror is always going to go up now, which sucks. I got 1 success on that, so the horror goes down to 3. We're going to go ahead and search and try to get this Nexus controller. I got 1 success there, so we get the Nexus controller twice. I can rearrange Hellscape tiles however I'd like. I'm not going to do that this time. That might be dumb, but it is what it is. I'm going to search again. I got another success. So I get a Halidai. What my father must have done for this. If the target is on a Hellscape, I do an additional damage. Maybe that'll be helpful. I don't know. We'll see. I get 2 stuffs. And that's going to be a sprint, for sure. To try to get out of this mess that I've put myself in. Oh, we're all going to die. Okay. Razorface's turn. He's going to move into this corner here and kill another hapless victim. That's 2. I'm sure I've read these before, but I don't remember them. Chelsea dragged herself across the cold, blood-stained floor. Behind her stood Razorface, in one hand a long, jagged knife, and in the other Chelsea's foot. Chelsea screamed hysterically, clawing away from her tormentor to no avail. He walked in step behind her, taunting her with all the delightful pains and pleasures he had planned for her. Razorface placed his knife back on his belt and revealed a spiked chain whip from amidst his other tools. Then he tossed Chelsea's bloody foot onto the floor in front of her. Your judgment begins now, Chelsea. Dun, dun, dun. More bloodlust. This is terrible. And you get a tarot card. Death Labyrinth, as if things couldn't get worse. All victims panic. All victims that enter the killer's space are killed. So the 2 on my space, only 1 of them runs away. The 2 on the bottom right space, only 1 of them runs away. The 3, we'll go from the right here, so that's 4, moves into the middle. The middle here is 3, moves to the left, and the left here is 2. Can't run off the wall. I think that, is there a rule for that I need to check? When a victim panics, they simply stay in their current space, yeah. All right, well, at least that could have been much worse. But let's see how bad the event is. Barrier of blood. Place the barrier of blood over the Nexus on the side of your choice. It is now only an exit or search space, but not both. Yeah, we're going to keep that as an exit space based on what's going on in my life. That's for sure. All right, we go on to the panic phase. No one panicked during the panic phase, so horror only goes up by 1. Upkeep phase. We get to move the map around and ruin my life again. The star will flip. That actually helped me out, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Gotta save 3 people. Somehow. Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to start with sprinting. We're going to re-roll one of those dice. Yes. So I can discard 2 to make that 3 movement, which is I think what I'm going to do here. I'm going to discard, I think it's going to keep healing anyway. I'm going to discard weak attack and short rest, move 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Getting there with the Nexus. Okay. Then, sprint. Excellent. I'm going to sprint again. We're going to sprint again like we did last summer. Look at that. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. I still have a walk. Oh, can I get there? I might be able to. I got 1 success on the walk. I've got 1 more walk. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yes. Yes, I can. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got 3 victims here. I saved them all at the same time. And I get to, I have to end my turn. That's fine. I will end my turn. What a waste of good suffering. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Queen. We're going to use this to remove 2 horror. We're going to, oh my goodness, what do I do next? What do I do next? Oh, I need to get away from him. I need to get away from him. He's going to move 2 spaces anyway. He's going to come get me no matter what I do. So I'm going to restore health. And I'm going to give myself 2 time. Okay. Did it. Did that. Did all of it. I get to spend 4. Question is, do I think he's going to attack me once? Or do I think he's going to attack me twice? You know, instead of the extra 2 time, I am going to move once. Because I want him to be closer to me and the victims for me to get that Explorers of the Flesh bonus. And that means I'm going to take a guard. Okay. Oh, I moved on to a time space, so I can't take a guard if I do that. So yeah, I'll stay where I was and have taken the 2 time and taken 2 guards. Fine. This stupid stare into the abyss and this stupid infinite despair and all of these stupid abilities. Hellscape is a hellish place. Okay. So, that all happened. Got 2 guards. You're coming to get me. Coming to get me. Better roll these 2 guards. And I got 1 success, which means I reduced damage by 2. He would have done 2, so I don't take any damage. Pujolsta! I don't know why I said please in Russian just now, but that's what I did. Hunger for suffering. Roll the Hellscape dice. For each die result, place a victim on that Hellscape tile in the space of your choice. I guess that's a new victim? Or place any, I don't know, I think it's a victim that's already on the board. So I got square and star. So we're going to go ahead and move this here and this here. Killer's going to attack me again. I'm going to use another guard. I whiffed that one, unfortunately. So I take 2 damage. Ouch. Then we go to the panic phase. Nobody panics, but I still get 1 horror because of infinite despair. We go to the upkeep phase where everything moves around. Star and square switch. Oh, good. That's right next to me now, so I can do the second one. And then I can do the third one. All right. Oh, but I don't have any attack cards. No. All I have is a focus. Well, let's use that focus. I failed on that. So I lose 2 time. I'm going to spend these 3 tiers to remove 1 horror. I have 4 time remaining. It's going to have to be retaliate to try to keep me alive, at least. And yeah, the killer's just going to keep on attacking me every turn. That's what it's going to do. Here we go again. All right, we're going to try to retaliate this time. Card 2. I'm going to discard Focus and Short Rest to reduce damage by 2 and do 1 damage back to him, but it's actually 2 damage to him because of things that are things. It's not an actual attack, though. We're going to draw this terror card, Ecstatic Torture. He attacks me again, and that does do 2 damage, and I die. You know, I'm surprised I lasted 25 minutes. I'm surprised I got 1 affliction done. I thought that was going to be even worse. Let's see how terrible this epic finale is. Legendary Suffering. Move twice, attack once, and each time you play a reaction card, lose 1 health before resolving it. Yeah. Not quite, Razorface. I ain't never gonna kill you. Kicked my tuchus. Alright, well, that was Razorface in the Hellscape. I do feel like we were meant to lose that because they really stacked the deck against us there. Pun intended. Let's see what these other terror cards would have been that would have come up. We would have had Scarlet Hymn, where it would have attacked me 3 times, so that would have been the end. We would have had Scarlet Hymn, where he would have attacked me 3 times, so that would have been the end of me. We would have had What Is Your Pleasure, where I would have rolled the dice and seen what terrible things happen. We had Pain and Pleasure Indivisible, where he would have killed someone, raised horror again. And we had the Pain of Judgment, which says, if you don't have an affliction when this card comes into play, discard this and draw the next terror card. Whenever a victim is killed, raise horror. Discard it as soon as an affliction is purged. This was tough, but we knew it was going to be tough. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Whatever you do, please do not forget, keep those health bars full. Thank you and have a great day. Next time, we're going to start the Falconwood file. We're going to start the Stranger lore book, which might or may not be in the Falconwood files. Let's see. It's going to be... Oh, it's going to be back in the Hellscape again, this next one. That's interesting. Maybe I should just do it now. No, I'm tired. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Whatever you do, do not forget, keep those health bars full. Thank you, and I will see you next week.